guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Deirdre and today I'm doing a palette focus video. Once again, we are doing 3 looks, 1 palette, Blush Tribe Hasina 2, which looks like this. If you know me, then you know the reason that I bought this palette. I got suckered into it was because of the greens. I love greens and I had to have it. I've had this palette for about a year and I rarely reach for it, so I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and force myself to use this palette, create a couple of looks. And if you're interested in looking up this palette and you've been seeing it on social media and wondering if you want to buy it, maybe this will give you some inspiration, or if you do have it, this might also help you as well. So, with all that being said, let's get on with the first tutorial. Alright, so to start off, we're going to use the Urban Decay Primer Potion all over the lids. So there isn't really a transition shade in this palette. So I think I'm going to go on with Mahia and maybe a little bit of Aran, and we're going to start using those into the crease. So going in with a large fluffy crease brush and the color Aran, I'm going to diffuse a little bit off onto my hand so it's not too heavy and harsh. And I'm going to lightly place that into the crease to act as my transition color. And I'm going to start off very lightly and then build that color up. I don't want it to be quite as dark or as intense, which this palette is very, very pigmented. So that's why I'm going in very lightly. I'm using a very fluffy brush. I'm just kind of creating a very light wash along the crease. Also, if you can see, I'm holding the brush far towards the end, and that also helps put the slightest amount of pressure onto the brush just to help diffuse it and blend it out even easier. But the crease looks like that. Light wash, not too heavy, not too harsh, just a slight, as if we had a lighter green in the palette, since we don't really have one. And I'm just going to go in with a Morphe M443 for this, and we are just going to start by stamping that color into the immediate crease ever so lightly, and just keep kind of stamping it back and forth. And that will kind of almost help it blend itself out. It's a very dark and intense color. Again, these are super pigmented, so always start off light and build up, because you can get very out of hand if you add too much right from the beginning. Pack the color all over my lid using a flat synthetic shadow brush. As you can tell, this color is very closely in color to the crease matte color that we added, so it's going to be a really nice blend. And I'm just going in with that crease brush that we used to apply that crease color to help blend the 2 colors together. Same crease brush as earlier. And I'm just gonna lightly, because this black is super intense, and I'm gonna lightly stamp it on just to give that outer corner a little bit of depth in the crease, and then blend it out. And again, start light and build up if you need to. I don't want it to be too black. I just want to darken it up a little bit, maybe make it look like a deeper, darker green. And again, hold your brush towards the end to give you the least amount of pressure so that you don't make it too heavy-handed. And also it helps to make an easier blend as well. You should never hold brushes like this when you're doing your makeup. You should always try to hold them towards the end. So I don't know if you can tell, This one has a little bit more depth and darkness on the outside than this one, and just looks slightly better. So unfortunately, this palette doesn't have any kind of highlight colors that we can use. I'm just gonna go in with my handy dandy Brulee from MAC, and I'm gonna use it as my highlight color. And then what I'm gonna do is take this jade color, and we're gonna add this to the inner half of the lower lash line. And for that, I'm just gonna add it with a pencil brush. And that's pretty much it for this look. I don't think I'm gonna add any liner or anything like that. I think I'm just gonna throw on my mascara, finish up my face, and then I'll come back and show you the finished look. And so there you have it. This is look number 1. In case you are wondering what is on my lips, I am wearing Nightshade by Lime Crime because I thought that the kind of purple complemented the green in the eyes. And so yeah, this is the first look. If you know me in real life, you know I have a slight obsession with green, and I also love to do kind of monochromatic eye looks. They're just my favorite, and I feel like anybody can do them with a bold color all over the lid. It's just, I don't know, it's just my favorite. So let's get on with the next look. Okay, so starting off with the same process, base is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. Starting off with the crease, we're gonna go with the color Iris. And I'm gonna apply that with a fluffy crease brush. And I'm gonna start off by just kind of lightly pressing it into my crease. And then blending it out. There's a lot of kickback with this color, but that's pretty typical with any kind of light pastel-y color. Next, we're gonna go on with the color Mohan, and with a more tiny, precise crease brush, I'm gonna go with the Morphe M507. It's very small, and I'm gonna start to build up the outer corner of the eye. And then I'm going to start to blend it into the crease. And I'm also going to take it out as well. And I'm going to slowly start to bring it in towards the inner corner, but I'm not going to take it all the way down, just kind of a little bit more than halfway. Next, I'm going to go in with these two colors, Destiny and Granny. So with a flat shader brush, I'm going to go in with Destiny, and we're going to start to add this to the inner corner. Just like the first 1/3 of the eye. And then I'm going to flip the brush over, and I'm going to go in with that Granny color, and we are going to put this onto the middle main part of the lid. Blend it over slightly into that matte purple color. And I'm going to flip my brush back over, go back into that first color so that we can blend them together. I'm just going to kind of go back and forth until I get it looking the way that I want. And then I'll probably go back in with that small crease brush, and with the color Mohan, I'm going to add a little bit more to that outer corner. Start to blend these two colors together. So that we have a seamless gradient of color. And then next for the lower lash line, I'm going to stay using that tiny crease brush, the M507. I'm going to start off going in with the Mohan color, and then I'm going to blend it out with the Iris color that we used on top. I'm going to use a different crease brush to blend out with the Iris. It's just a Morphe M433. We're just going to take that just below. So I think I kind of want to just intensify the darkness in it because it's a little too pastel and unicorn for mild tasting, but if you prefer this look, you can go ahead and stop here. But I'm gonna take this liner from Urban Decay. It's called Delirious. It's kind of like a darker purple. And I think I'm gonna smudge out my top lash line. Just to give it a little bit of a more dark and grungy feel. So I also went ahead and added that color to my top and bottom waterline. I'm gonna go ahead and throw on my mascara, finish this look, and then I'll come back and show you the final completed look. All right, so this is the completed second look. Very, like I said, unicorn, very pastel. If this is your thing, I don't normally wear colors like this. I like dark, but it's still really pretty. For lipstick, I think this is Pasadena by Ofra. It doesn't have a name on it, but it used to have this color, and I'm pretty sure that's what this is. And so that completes look number 2, and now we'll go on to look number 3. So for this third and final look, I went ahead and switched up the base, and I used some of the Tarte Shape Tape for my eyelids. Once again, for the crease, we're gonna go in with the Iris Pink color. And we're just gonna apply that to the crease, and I'm using a Morphe M443 brush. Per the norm, we are going to start off by kind of tapping it into place, and then we're going to start to blend it out. Next, we're going to go in with this blue called Anika, and I'm going to go in and do a sharp crease. Now you can add tape, but I like to avoid using tape around my eyes as much as possible. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I prefer to just use the side of a business card. So I just kind of place the business card along my edge and start to use that as my guide for my sharp crease. And I'm using the same brush that I used to apply that pink color in my crease. And I'm just gonna start to build this up in the outer corner. Make sure you blend it up slightly into that pink that you put in your crease too. And then I'm going to go in with just a clean brush with no product. And I'm going to use that to soften the edges. Because as we all know, blue can get out of hand pretty quickly. So that's why I'm using a brush with no product on it. Next, I'm going to go in with the color Monique, and we are going to add that to the inner part of the eyelid. I'm just going to apply this color with a flat shadow brush, and then I'll probably go in with my finger to intensify it. But just to start off, as a down color, we're gonna go in with the brush, which actually seems to be pretty intense as is. I might not even need to go in with my finger. I'm gonna kind of take it up at an angle, so like this, above the crease, into the crease colors where they blend as well, just because I feel like that would look really pretty. And also because I'm gonna smoke out some black to kind of deepen and darken it up as well. So I think that looks good. I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm actually gonna go back in, I think, with a little bit more of that blue Anika color. We're gonna pack that back onto the lid. And over the Monique. And kind of go back and forth so we get a good gradient blend of color. But as you can see, I keep kind of losing a little bit of that intensity of the blue, which sucks. So I'm just gonna go in with a more small defined eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna put the card back onto my corner, and I'm gonna take that black shadow and we are going to smoke out an eyeshadow kind of liner look. And I think I'm only gonna take it halfway, like where we joined the two colors for the blend. I don't think I'm gonna take it all the way into the inner corner. And then once again, I'm gonna use my handy dandy Brulee from MAC as my highlight, since there's not a highlight in the palette. Actually, I think I'm gonna go back in with that pink color too, and just a clean brush. I'm gonna add a little bit more of that iris back into the crease because we've lost some of that color. And I really like the way that it looks with that pink kind of peeking through. So we're gonna add some of that back in. And now we're gonna work on the lower lash line. So taking that pink iris color, we're gonna start to smoke out the lower lash line. I also do want to note that these colors have a lot of kickback, so just keep that in mind as well if you are considering purchasing this palette. So I think I'm going to go in just to add a little bit of color. I'm going to go in with the purple, which is Mohan, and I think I'm going to add this to the lower lash line just to, I don't know, add some more color. We're going to be a pastel unicorn today. And I'm just adding that with a pencil brush. Next, I'm just gonna go in with a black liner and add that to the top and bottom waterlines. And you know what, let's go ahead and add this color Fade to the inner corner. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add my lashes, mascara, finish my face, and then I'll come back and show you the completed look. And there you have it, guys. This completes the final look. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you are interested in buying this palette and you've been looking at it and you've been wondering about it, I would highly recommend it. They're all really good colors, with the exception of the blue that I'm a little bit disappointed in, but everything works out really well. I'm really mostly, this color right here is so pretty. I didn't use it in this video. I should have, now that I think about it. The colors do have a lot of kickback, except the black. The black didn't have any kickback at all. And the greens didn't. Mostly like the blue, a little bit of the purple and the pink. I think the lighter the color, the more kickback it has, because it's just a little bit more dry and powdery. But it's a really nice palette and I really love it. And I'm glad I got to play with it because I've had it for over a year and I really don't reach for it all that much, mostly because I don't really wear pastel-y colors at all. I just don't think I look good in them. I'm more of a dark shadow girl myself, but you know, it is a beautiful palette. I got sucked in because of the greens. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. If you made it to the end of the video, that means you liked what you saw. You might as well subscribe and come back for more, and I will see you in the next one.